Hello. I'm a little disheveled this morning, but I'm not bothered by it. It seems to me that there's a certain kind of video that is raw, spontaneous, and basically based on an impulse, a feeling, a need. And that's what I do, and I do them in small bites, and I don't have a lot of followers or fame or anything like that, but I do try to speak what I think is truth, and truth varies. I mean, it doesn't vary, but in other words, there has to be constant adjustments in what you think, because what you think changes, and what I think changes, and sometimes it circles back and recovers what was thought. I want to talk now because my subject today is the future, and we can know the future. We can know the past through memory, and we certainly only live in the now, in the present. All the people who have massive numbers of viewers touting the now are generally correct. Fine. But there was an interesting thing that I got into a while back by Monsieur Garnier-Mallet, who is a physicist who propounded a theory of doubling, doublement. And I kind of wrote it up, and I read his book. I read the book he and his wife wrote. He's a physicist, and he basically, I think there's a linguistic problem using the word double, because when you think of double, you think of people like Dostoevsky and people like that, and who I happen to love and admire, but it gets you off on a tangent. What Garnier-Mallet I see as saying is this, that when we go to bed, it behooves us, and this is a general comment, to make affirmations and to review the day that we've been through and make some affirmations about what we would like to accomplish during this time of so-called unconsciousness, this time of intensified openness to other realms, other possibilities. And that was one of the great takeaways from reading Garnier-Mallet, is you get up the next morning and you find certain your problems tend to get solved. They tend to get solved because you've picked up some subconscious intuitions in the night. So, just as parenthetically, I'm a believer in the unification of heaven and earth, and in improving life here and improving our prospects for being able to escape the lower astral limits if and when we arrive, and in heaven when we arrive in those higher realms finally. In any case, yes, I think we can know the future, but whether we have an actual double of ourselves who operates as an entity that is sort of identified with our higher self, that gets me into a big thicket, because I have been operating for a long time I think, pretty close to being conscious most of the time, and I think pretty close to having a buddy, a higher self, somebody that I get along with, and that I call Abba, A-B-B-A. But that's me. But I do get confused because I'll read books by Paul Selig that are remarkably interesting in terms of their reliance on guides. Well, I don't have any inside information on who the guides are, or how many there are, or who speaks back to me, who is really speaking to me when I feel I'm having an inner conversation. I don't have any knowledge of any of this. I don't think anybody else does either. If they do have that knowledge, it's based upon their perception, and their perception is their perception, as my perception is my perception. So, that's really basically all I want to say is, yes, in heaven there is no time. Everybody who is there, and I'm talking from the many accounts that I'm aware of near-death and out-of-body experience, these people who have claimed to have witnessed what's going on there understand they have 360 vision, and they have access to everything. And how that can be, I don't know, because I've never had access to everything. But I trust that what they're saying has veracity, is true. So, let me just close by saying that we can affect the future by our free choice affirmations. This is a lot of what I do on Twitter and Comaful and here on YouTube. Go for those affirmations and use them and massage them, mold them to you. I'm also massively DIY, do it yourself, because I am so tired of the present situation in which people are trying to get you to do this and that. I don't want to get you to do anything. I want you to listen to what I have to say, and you can then do what you're going to do anyway. What do we do when people are telling us stuff? We take what we can use, and we mold it to our perception. And that is a wonderful thing to do. I do it all the time. I love to listen to other people. And I hope that you do too. I know you do. Ciao.